Almost 40 years later, even non-wrestling fans know who Macho Man is and recognize his trademark. Ooh yeah.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
Hello wrestling fans and sports collectors, this is Tom from CollectAWrestlePalooza. Today I'm counting down the top 5 prices paid for a wrestling action figure during the months of April or May of 2024. So let's start with the criteria for this video. For a sale to be included in the top 5, it has to be an eBay auction. I only look at sales from auctions as I feel that represents the true market for wrestling collectibles. Second, the auction has to end in a legitimate sale. For example, I do not include auctions that have unregistered users recording bids or auctions that end with a best offer. Third, this top 5 only includes auction sales that come up when I search for wrestling action figure on eBay. Finally, I'm only including sales from April through May 18th, the time of this recording, in 2024. Coming in at number 5 is a 1985 WWF LJN Rowdy Roddy Piper action figure from the famous 8-inch hard rubber line, but this one is the brown boots variant. Roddy Piper was part of Series 1 in the WWF LJN line, but came out at the end of the first run and was the first figure to feature a fabric insert in the form of a removable kilt. He is also wearing a Hot Rod t-shirt, but that is painted directly on the rubber figure. Back in 1984 and 1985, when LJN first released WWF action figures, manufacturing was less standard than it is today. For that reason, some action figures from the early to mid-80s have variants that are simply different colors on certain parts of their bodies. Roddy Piper came out with red boots and brown boots. The red boot Piper tends to have lighter eyes and hair, as opposed to the brown boots Piper featured here. To be honest, I'm not sure which version is rarer, but this brown boots variant sold for $772. Coming in at number 4 is a figure we have featured before in our top 5 lists, the 1989 Black Card Grand Toys Ravishing Rick Rude action figure that sold at auction for $826. Grand Toys is a Canadian company that packaged and distributed Series 6 of the 8-inch hard rubber WWF action figure line after LJN lost the license. They are quite rare, being released in Canada in limited quantities. The Black Card series features some previous releases repackaged and a few new figures, Rick Rude being one of the new ones. Ravishing Rick Rude was one of the preeminent heels of 1980s pro wrestling. This is his first action figure. He was known for his flamboyant custom wrestling tights and his anchor tattoo, both of which appear on this figure. You can't see the tattoo well on this photo. It runs up and down the side of his bicep, but it's details like these that make the 1980s WWF action figures so memorable. Coming in at number 3 is another rare figure from another popular action figure set, the 1994 WWF Hasbro Green Card 1-2-3 Kid, which sold for $998 at auction. What can I say about this figure that has not already been said? It is iconic in the hobby. By 1994, the WWF Hasbro action figure line had lost momentum and was limited in release. Most stores did not carry the Green Card line. In addition, the 1-2-3 Kid had yet to become a bona fide superstar, so his figure was not produced in great quantity. For these reasons, a mint on card 1-2-3 Kid is the rarest carded Hasbro that exists, and therefore also the most expensive. Fun fact, Sean does not have eyebrows on the photograph that appears on the card back. He was new at the time, and as a prank his locker mates shaved one of them off, so he was forced to shave the other one to even it out, or at least that's how the story goes. Coming in at number 2 is a 1986 WWF LJN Series 3 Macho Man, which sold at auction for $1,975. There are a few base figures in the LJN line that have gained more popularity than the others. Macho Man is one of these. The sculpt is classic, with Randy flexing his biceps and ready to go. His tights sport the iconic 3 stars, and he is wearing the standard headband and shades. Macho has become a staple in society, his character bigger than the wrestler he portrayed. Almost 40 years later, even non-wrestling fans know who Macho Man is and recognize his trademark. Ooh yeah. And like many figures from the LJN line, this is Randy Savage's first action figure, so we can consider it his rookie. And coming in at number 1 is the WWF LJN Grand Toys Grail, the red shirt, black card Hulk Hogan from 1989 that sold for an amazing $7,655. This particular carded figure is graded by the AFA and scored an 85, which is a very, very good grade for a figure that is 35 years old and generally not carded nor in great condition. This is the collector's version of Hogan as stated on the card back and came in a white shirt or red shirt, with the red shirt version being more desirable and expensive. As I stated earlier in this video, the 1989 Black Card Grand Toys line of wrestling action figures is exceedingly rare. Finding a mint-on-card version of the most famous wrestler of all time in the rarer red shirt version graded 85 by the Action Figure Authority is a diamond and a grail, which is why this one sold for just under $8,000. And that does it for this week. What do you think of the 5 highest wrestling action figure prices? Which of these figures would you like to own? Leave a comment and let us know.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.